Hello, welcome to Frag Radio, Episode 4, video podcast that showcases people doing good things in the veteran community. Today's guest is going to be Brandon Buttrey, otherwise known as Doc, CEO of Counterstrike Coffee. How's it going, Doc?
It's going pretty good, man.
How you doing? So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm a 10-year Navy Fleet Marine Force combat veteran, and I went in just before September 11th, and I got out in or 2001, and I got out in 2011. Got into the oil and gas industry, and here in Houston, Texas, where it's hot as hell, and kind of did some entrepreneurial things. And while I was doing some of that stuff, got into coffee. And, coffee is one of those things where it's in a lot of people's lives. It was a heavy factor in my life since high school. And I'm kind of trying to make it appealing and just get it out to a different community, apart from that hipsterish type, typical coffee shop, where you go in and get milk drenched lattes instead of having a nice bold black cup of coffee. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Now, you got some great names to some of your coffees as well. Very true to, the veteran community. So everybody that, sees the names, they'll definitely know what type of coffee you got there.
Yeah. So, Infidel.
Oh, yeah.
Liberal Tears.
Absolutely.
I can't claim Liberal Tears too much because Liberal Tears is from the gun oil. Liberal Tears.
Right.
They gave me their logo and said, "Here, we would love for you to make us a coffee." And why not maple bacon coffee?
Yeah, that's awesome. So how did you, I know you're a big drinker of coffee. How did you actually get into the making of the coffee, bagging it up, just the business aspect of it? How did you go out and just learn how to do all that? Did you already know it, or did you have to seek it out?
I had no idea. I had to seek it out, and it's one of those things where I've learned since transitioning out of the military that the veteran community is vast. I mean, veterans are in so many different aspects within marketing and services and products. You go from lawn services. I got Village Lawn Service, up in Michigan. Great military guy up there. Get your grass mower. You got Warrior Wear where they're making watches. How cool is that? So I just went to the veteran community. I went to different guys that do business, some consultants, web designers, web guys, image dudes, and then, of course, getting into the coffee. It was the same thing. A lot of the guys that I knew from Article 15 Clothing and Black Rifle, they kind of set me in the right path. And what's cool about that is our community, it's not one that else and kind of give back to the community. Hey, let me get you on the right path. Let me help you out, man. We're all on the same page here, So, they helped me get started. Everybody was like a joint venture, and to get me going. A lot of people, you just make a little post on Facebook or, you send some stuff out on LinkedIn or make some phone calls to different organizations, and the flood of information just starts pouring in and people are willing to help. It's just outstanding. And the thing is, that makes me want to do the same thing,
Right.
I'm not going to be selfish with this. If there's someone else that wants to do, either what I'm doing or even just being an entrepreneur, I'm going to give them all I've got, all my knowledge to get them in the right direction and not be selfish with that. Not think that, I needed a competitive advantage by holding this stuff in, no way, dude. Let's get the more, the merrier,
Right.
I always look back. There was a couple guys I know. His name is Mike Penny. He's on TED Talks. He was telling me that you got to look at the difference back in 1940s after World War II. A lot of them got out and were entrepreneurs. I think there was a statistic of 40-something%, 49, And then today, the veteran entrepreneurs like reduced down to like 11%. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, I feel like we're losing a lot of patriotism, a lot of good ethics and morals and values, and business. I guess I really can't think of the right way to say it, but just a way of conducting business professionally, professionalism. There you go. From what we learned in the military. That a lot of that's lost, and I think we need to kind of get back into that. So,
yeah, you actually talk about other veterans helping you out who are successful already, and you mentioned Black Rifle. Like they're technically your competitors. That you're competing against them for business, for market share, and it's surprising how overwhelming people are with just being there to help you. Starting this podcast. I was not expecting the feedback from people, people wanting to get on the show. It was awesome. I sent out a ton of emails trying to get people on, and I got a ton of responses that I was not planning on, So it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling getting guys like you on, that are willing to help out, make things successful.
Yeah, you can't be selfish, man. I mean, I do a radio show here in Houston on AM 1070, The Answer, called Voc Radio, and it gets turned into a podcast as well, right? I'm not going to sit here and just be like, I should be the only radio station and veteran radio station and the only veteran podcast out there. Screw all the other guys. People that want to get started in this stuff, the more the merrier, man. It goes along with the saying, as a corpsman, as an FMF corpsman, I'm not going to leave a man behind then, right? So I'm damn well not going to do it now either. So everybody's going to come on board with me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you bring up your radio show. Why don't you go tell us a little bit about that? Tell everybody that's watching out there so they can tune into your show as well.
Sure. So every Sunday from 6 to 7 Central Time, PM, is a show called Voc Radio with Rob and Doc. It's Veteran Operations Command, and it's on AM 1070 The Answer. You can either tune in on the radio or you can go to iHeartRadio and stream it through them. And if you miss it, it is on a Sunday in the evening, kind of during dinner time. You can catch it on the podcast on iCloud, I think, or something like SoundCloud. That's what it is. Sorry, get those mixed up.
All right.
And, we got a lot of good stuff. We've had Nick Palmachano from Ranger Up Apparel. We've had awesome. Vincent Rocco from Article 15 Clothing. We've had Nate Boyer. We're going to have Nate Boyer on. We're looking for Dakota Meyer to come on board. I mean, we've had a lot of people that have made serious impacts, but also it's the little guy. It's people that'll build a fence for you or mow your lawn, or even organizations that want to help transitioning military members with training, with specialty services, or even financial assistance. So lots of good stuff, man.
Oh, that's awesome. So make sure anybody watching out there, make sure you tune in to Doc's show. I'm sure there's good things happening over there as well.
Yeah, it's fun, man. Of course, I'm crazy, so you get to hear me rant about all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah. So what happened to your beard, man? You used to have this majestic, beautiful big beard, man. Why'd you take it down? I just did it, and I don't know how familiar everyone is with Houston weather, but in the summertime, it is death, right? Oh yeah.
So, and it's not even officially summer here, and it's already 104, and humidity is just peeling your skin off. But I had gone into the pool a couple times, and my beard is naturally curly anyway, and it just got really tangled up. So I went to kind of pull and trim some of it, and it just got atrocious. And I'm like, you know what? I can grow a beard in a month.
All right.
I'm just gonna shave it off, and I'm kind of doing a little Wolverine thing here.
Yeah, I see that.
My wife's like, shave your mustache. I don't like kissing you with your mustache. So I'm like, all right, and now I look like a baby. He's like, oh, Doc, what happened? Where's your manliness? And it's like, oh, it's still here. It's just kind of
Yeah. So we should see a return come winter time for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing too, I was growing it out. There was a possible TV show. I had done some casting with Vincent Rocco,
Okay.
and Eli from Ranger, or I'm sorry, from Black Rifle. And they're like, we want you to grow your beard out. And so I'm like, all right. I started growing it out, and they're like, well, you weren't casted for that show, like fully. You weren't picked,
Right.
but there might be another one. So let's get that beard out. And time's gone on, and I'm just like, haven't heard too much. I'm dying here,
Right.
and it's hot as hell. I've got like a sweatshirt on, like I'm trying to lose weight.
Right. Right.
I'm
No,
like, okay,
I lived in San Antonio for 4.5 years. I was a TI down there in the Air Force, so I
yeah,
completely understand. Marching in full uniform on the blacktop during the summer. It's hell down there. It's nice and
it's
warm.
it's disgusting. And we got a hurricane coming. Did you know that?
And I didn't.
Yeah,
I was.
there's a hurricane in the Gulf right now, just kind of idling, building up momentum,
Oh,
and it's
nice.
supposed to come up here next to Houston. So, uh,
Yeah, I was down there for Katrina, so that was pretty
ooh.
nice as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it was.
So we got a lot of the people that they were evacuating out of New Orleans came over to San Antonio. So it was
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Good time.
Well, what's crazy is like the influence from like you go out, you'll drive out, and you see a lot of LSU fans,
Right.
LSU Tigers, and then you'll go and you'll see a lot of these Creole places and these Cajun restaurants, and I mean they're really good. So I mean,
Right.
having that influx of folks come over, I'm sure it was crazy in the beginning. I know it was pretty messy,
Oh yeah.
the cleanup, but it's pretty diverse here in Houston, so I think they mixed in pretty well.
Yeah. Been out there a couple times. Definitely love me some Texas.
Mm.
It's a good time down there.
Where are you at?
I was in San Antonio. No, I'm up in just north of Philadelphia.
Oh wow, so it's still like what, 40 degrees up there?
Yeah, I mean it's warm. It's in the 70s, 80s up here right now.
Warm?
But but yeah, it's
Yeah.
not Texas, that's for sure.
No.
But
Yeah, that's up north though, man. Is it pretty liberal up there?
they say Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and then you have Trump country in between.
Yeah.
So
Because I do a lot of sales out of in Pennsylvania, mixed around Pittsburgh and stuff. I got some friends out there.
right,
I got a corpsman buddy named Spike Bowen. He does a lot of comic cosplay kind of thing, and he's around there. But what I've noticed is that they're huge. Like you have your section of Steeler Penguins,
oh
and then
yeah,
you have your Flyers, and I don't know who. Oh, the Eagles.
yeah,
I mean, like Clash.
oh
And
yeah,
I'm a Penguins fan. I learned hockey from watching videos with my gunny about the
right.
Pittsburgh Penguins. So, they just won the Stanley Cup too. But
Yeah.
I don't know where you fall in there, because if you're an outsider, dude,
I'm from Detroit, so I'm a Detroit fan throughout.
oh, the
Yeah.
Lions. Oh, they're not going to care about that.
Yeah, they don't care about that. If we were winning, if I was a Giants fan, a Pittsburgh fan,
Yeah.
they'll tear me up. Actually, when I moved, because I was stationed in New Jersey, my last duty assignment, and I volunteered to do security at an Eagles game.
Oh, yeah.
And they call it city of brotherly love. Well, it definitely is.
Mhm.
Like I was a volunteer. Like my squadron was getting money, for me volunteering,
Yeah.
and like they put me at the bottom of this escalator, this huge ass escalator. Well, it broke down like 3 times. You won't believe how pissed off people get at a broken escalator. Like they were cussing me out. Like I broke that escalator. I'm like, guys, like, what do you want me to do, man?
Yeah.
So the first quarter I was doing that. The rest of the quarters they put me up in like the nosebleed section.
Mhm.
They're like, yeah, walk up and down these steps the rest of the game. I'm like, I walk up them and watch the game from the top.
Yeah.
That's what I did the rest of the time. I'm like,
Screw that.
no, I'm like, this isn't going to be Stairmaster hell for me.
Yeah.
No
That's
way.
too funny.
Not on a volunteer basis.
Well, let me share something. This is something it's new that I think is just absolutely outstanding. So there's a veteran charity out here called Green Zone Housing, right? It's a nonprofit.
Okay.
And what they do is they work with Camp Hope and other groups around here, other charities that help get veterans transitioning that are having monetary issues or drug issues. They house them. They rehab them. It's a peer-to-peer thing,
Cool.
and get them to where they're, ready to be productive on the outside, where they're actually not just going back and, transitioning in, but they're being productive, and they're like giving back to their community, So
Very cool.
what Green Zone is doing for these guys coming out of these rehab and these families is they get donated these Conex boxes or these shipping containers, and they make them into houses.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and they're like setting up these communities for these people, kind of helping them get walking again, And then they also help them get training for jobs, and really get them like back into the mix. So what they're doing with me is it's kind of like a marketing thing where they're actually getting donated FEMA Connexes that are like hooked up. They're going to like weld them and put them together and make a Counterstrike Coffee roasting facility.
Wow.
Like all donated, right?
That's awesome.
It's incredible, like how much money that's going to save me,
Oh, yeah.
But like the land donated by another veteran, I mean, that's how deep this stuff goes, man. Someone's like, I have this land out in Magnolia, Texas. You can have some of it. There's already a concrete slab, there's water, and then there's electricity. Hook it up, do your thing, man. And then what I'm doing too with Green Zone is I'm going to help train their guys in logistics and shipping, receiving, and then roasting, barista, stuff like that. Kind of like awesome. A give back. But you see how that works? I mean, what a huge impact, and what a great, thing that we're all doing here that's going to help me grow my business, but in return, help my fellow brothers and sisters that, need, a little bit more of a carry, alongside, to get them walking again. So, I mean, huge impact. And I'm also talking with HEB about getting a cafe in there. I'm just waiting to see. That would be like a pilot program. I don't have proof to scale on that yet. So I'm waiting to see if I can fully cover that. But I mean, this roasting and distribution center, man, I mean, it's going to be awesome. And
that's awesome.
And it's not just for me. I mean, this is due to our community. So it's like people that follow along with this stuff. And then I encourage people, go donate to Green Zone Housing. Like look them up, Green Zone Housing, and go donate to these guys because they're doing awesome stuff. And I mean, helping me do this to help them and help others. I mean, you can't ask for anything better, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'll throw a link in the comments for people to find that watch this. They can go check them out. You definitely got to throw up some pictures of when they get that built.
And we've got one box laid down. We kind of show the foundation, and then as it gets going, and I mean, and we're getting these guys that are, getting out of these programs to do the work, to contract it, to do the welding, to lay the flooring, the insulation. So, we're already putting veterans to work, which is, our goal.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah. Hiring veterans is a huge thing. Hopefully as I grow as well, I'll be able to hire more, and, just everybody in the community, keep hiring them, and things will get better for everybody.
It's like, like I said, it's like a cycle that I want to keep going, where other people, they do what I do. Like, well, I got help, I'm going to help others. And if someone even just visualize or sees this, like, you know what, Doc's right, I haven't really been impacted, but I think I want to make an impact in someone else. I want to reduce that veteran suicide number. I want to reduce the drugs and alcohol abuse and the violence and PTSD, a lot of stereotypes. Let's bring us back. And that's why I am heavily involved. Counterstrike is heavily involved with, Lone Survivor Foundation, Camp Hope, Pinups for Patriots, Green Zone Housing, because, we want to make it, that's our ethics, that's our values, that's what we want to do. But the last exciting thing too is we have an espresso that's getting ready to come out. Ooh. So and it is going to be epic. And I'm talking, this stuff is going to be epic. We're working with a group of this guy that I know, and I can't give anything away right now, but you might see some videos come out here shortly.
Nice.
We'll show some of that stuff. And then otherwise my call sign Chaos for General Mattis. Will
Nice.
be here this week, and that will drop on the shelves too. So if anybody knows General Madison can get them a bag of coffee, let me know. Hit me up.
What kind of roast is this chaos coffee gonna be?
Well, man, this stuff, I swear to God, I think they spelled coffee wrong, and it should have been COCAINE, what, cocaine?
All right.
Because this, man, this stuff, dude, it is so good. And like, I drank it, and I was just thinking to myself, I would catch myself thinking about it, like, oh my God, I gotta have more. But it's from El Salvador, and it's a single origin, and it's considered a bourbon bean. So it's a large bean, but this is some really a very high quality. It's one of their premium beans that they have there, and it's got certifications. It's shade grown, organic, and fair trade. That's what. A lot of people don't realize that this stuff that I get in, it's not just stuff that Folgers uses. This is some high quality stuff, and it's small batch roasted to get a really good flavor. Even the flavorings, it's all natural. There's no sugars, artificials, no crap. It's like from foods and stuff, and it's built in a lab.
All right.
So it's doggone motivated trash, and it's good stuff, dude.
That's awesome.
And you can tell the difference. You make a cup of Folgers fuckwad coffee, and then you make some Counterstrike, and you're just like, dude, night and day. It's awesome.
Definitely have to order some of the chaos, see how it is.
Yeah. Oh, and man, dude, I'm gonna just keep on going. So
Go on.
there's going to be a new website coming out. Okay? And on this new website, you'll be able to subscribe. Okay. So if you want to get like coffee dropped off in your box every month, every 7 days, every 14 days, or whatever, you can do that on there. And you can pick 1, 2, 3, 4 bags at a time, each time, or a 5-pound bag. And then, like I said, you can pick when you want it. You can pick what you want, and you can pick if you want it ground or whole bean. This site should be up this week. All right. Okay. And you guys are the first ones that are going to hear it. It's counterstrikecoffeecompany.com.
Okay.
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 And there's a lot of cool stuff in there, man. It's a new site, got a lot of neat little things and blogs and newsletters you can get onto. But the subscription thing, man, it's some good stuff.
All right. So now let's say the people out there that are the Folgers drinkers right now, or the Starbucks drinkers, how do you explain to them, like, not necessarily what you're doing, but like the coffee itself? Like, if I would say I'm a Starbucks drinker, I'm not, but say I was, and I just I order my coffee. Like, what am I doing if I order your coffee? Do I have to grind it myself? Do I have to get special equipment? Like, is there anything I have to do?
No. So, I am growing in distributorship. So there's different places, like you can go to the Tactical Shit Shop in St. Louis and buy it there. And here in Houston, you can go to with a Top Brass Army or surplus store. Okay. There's a cafe here called Crescent Moon Coffee Bar and Cafe. They have it in there. They brew it.
Okay.
But if you buy a bag, you can either get it already ground, ready for your drip maker. Okay. You can get it whole bean to where if you want to grind it yourself, whatever consistency, if you're going to use a French press or a traditional drip or a pour over, whatever you want to do, if you're not like versed in the coffee realm, I got a coffee machine, I got a coffee maker, you just get a ground bag of coffee and you pour it in there and you can figure it out, man. Like, you put 12 cups worth of water in there. Right. You're going to want to put a good amount of coffee in there, especially if you like it good and thick. But, like I said, it's up to you. And then we have stuff for the K-Cup. So we have K-Cups. Now, I'm out of stock on that right now, but I'm going to be getting more in. But it's going to be where you can get all the flavors in a row. So if you don't even know how to use a coffee machine, but you want to throw a cup inside a damn thing and push a button, you can do that too with Counterstrike.
Awesome. So even those people that are out there working in their offices, they have a K-Cup machine there, they could maybe, knock on their boss's door, say, hey, we need to stock up on some Counterstrike K-Cups.
Yeah, and that's the next thing. I mean, with this roasting facility, we're going to be approaching businesses. If we can make you your own coffee, right? Your
Awesome.
own brand. We do it with Liberal Tears. All right. I'm going to be doing it with this other company. I can't talk about, sorry, but
Right.
I could do it for other companies, and like here, oil and gas is huge. So National Oil Well Varca, they're international. I can make them their own brand of K-Cup that says NOV and then have a flavor on there, or just different roasts of coffee. And
Right.
I mean, you're going to be paying, less. It's going to be, I could do it in mass quantities for a very, very good price because
Right.
I'm doing it all out of my own shop.
That's awesome. When are you expected to have your roasting facility, this new facility, up and running?
That should be up and done by August. So I was shooting for the end of July, but I'm not going to lie to myself. So I'm going to be safe and say August.
Still not too bad. Less than a couple months away.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're dropping the cans now. It's just kind of linking those together and hooking everything up, and then I just got to get all the machines in there. There's going to be a big roaster, an auger, a heat sealer, and
Nice.
racking and all that crap. So
Awesome. So now I want to ask you, for people who are out there maybe getting out of the military or already out and they're thinking about starting their own business, what advice would you give to them?
My best advice is to get into something that you're going to love. All right. Get into something that will make you happy, because if you don't, you're going to lose that spark, and it's very easy to lose that, right? If you're not passionate about it, then you're going to kind of give up, and it gets tough. Okay. That first year, you have to be realistic with yourself. There's going to be losses. All right. And you really need to start from the ground up. Don't just hurry up and try and get product out there to try and make money. Really structure your company. Make sure everything is laid out. Talk to consultants, talk to lawyers, talk to bankers, everybody. You need a business plan. One, I messed that up. I had like an executive summary, and I
Right.
just recently finalized my fifth business plan. Have everything laid out first, how you want this, your mission statement, your ethics and values, have that listed too, your strategic planning, have everything ready. All right, list it out so you have an idea. And then you're going to also have to do cost analysis. And then what you can put in, and then how much you're going to have to seek from others. Because that's a problem I had too, man. Like, I didn't go to anybody for help with money. I just kept turning everything back over into the company.
Yep.
And I have not taken income, and I need it. I've been laid off from oil and gas since November 2015, and I need to pay myself. So
I'm in the same boat. I hear you.
yeah, it just hasn't happened.
I understand.
And hopefully, with some help, because I'm looking at investors, or even some banking stuff, that it can happen. But that's what you guys got to do, man. Do your homework, but seek that veteran community. Like I said, it's vast, dude. Your brothers and sisters are there to help, and I'm here to help. Brandon at counterstrikecoffeecompany.com. Email me, and I'll get you in the right direction. If I can't give you the answer, I'll find somebody that will.
Awesome. That's great advice for anybody. So if anybody wants to go out, buy your coffee, put up the link for your website, and go right there, correct?
Yep, that's right.
Just go right there. Go ahead, support other veteran-owned businesses. Support Doc and his coffee venture. Definitely good coffee, so go check it out. And anything else you want to leave our guests with?
Hey, just check out all of our social media. I do crazy videos on YouTube. I got an Instagram page, Twitter, everything. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Google page. I mean, it's all out there. And like I said, when you look at some of this stuff, you're going to see that I put other companies out there that's kind of made a difference, and you're going to enjoy what you see, because it's branded, and the verbiage is very entertaining.
It is. It is. I definitely have seen all your videos and definitely enjoy them. It's definitely
Nice.
part of our culture,
Yeah.
part of our humor. So it's definitely worth checking out.
But hey, it's for everybody. All right.
Oh, it is.
I don't push drugs. I don't push alcohol. I don't use sex to sell. I try to keep it cool.
Right.
You know, there might be some cussing, but I got my kids in some of the videos. You know,
Right.
I want our community to come up the right way and push that other stuff out of the way and, you know, make a positive impact. And I know we can do that.
I gotcha. No, it's awesome. You're doing a great job. Keep it up, man. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
You ever want to come back? You got big things happening? Just let me know. I'll get you right back on.
Appreciate it. Yeah, dude. We can do an update next time.
Yeah, for sure.
From the facility. Oh.
Yeah, I definitely want to see pictures of that facility. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, dude.
It sounds real cool. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining us. Everybody out there, make sure you go check out Brandon and check out Counterstrike Coffee, see what he's got going on. Check out his radio show. And thank you for tuning in. See you next time.